It's always tough finding a job as an intern and getting some work experience as an architecture student. It can be really intimidating to walk into an architecture practice or call over the phone to try and get some work experience. You know, a lot of architects are busy people. They can come across as blunt or harsh or evil. A lot of students or interns in result feel inferior, and it often forces them to think that they don't have much value to offer, and it can be quite belittling. The question then arises, should they work for free since they have so little to offer and they are so inferior? Let's find out. Architecture students and interns really don't have much value to offer in terms of their skills. This often makes them think that they should not be paid. But saying that, employees get paid for two things: their skills and the value they bring to the table in that sense, but also their time. And that's something that architectural interns and people getting work experience do offer, and that's something that you can offer as well: your time. Now, saying that, this doesn't mean you should get paid a lot for your time. No, because you don't have the skills to back that up. So walking into an architectural practice and demanding a super high pay is probably not realistic. The wage will more than likely be very meek or very little, and that should be fine, but I'll get to that a bit later on. But let's talk about, when should you work for free? For me personally, I wouldn't ask for pay if I'm just working for a week or two to get some work experience. Some people might argue this and say you shouldn't work if you don't get paid. For me, I've got my own take on this, and let me explain. If you're working inside an architectural practice as an intern or getting some work experience for a week or two, you're being taken under a professional's wing, a mentor, to train and develop you, and that's worth more than money. If this is a business we're talking about that takes you on, that business is paying someone for their time to train you. If you're working one-on-one with someone, that business is paying that person money to work with you. Whether they're getting paid $30 an hour or $150 an hour, they're taking the time to teach and train you when they could be spending that time working on the business or working on their own projects. And that's something that students often miss. They don't realize that it costs the business money to take you on and develop you. And so if I was going into a firm for just a week or two to get some experience, I personally wouldn't ask for any pay. But that doesn't mean you should work for free forever. What I would consider doing though is showing that I am providing value to this business over the next 1 or 2 weeks. I would take on those shitty jobs and put in the hard work to prove that I'm making a difference at the place I'm working at. If you're doing that and you're putting in 110%, you're enthusiastic and willing to work and take on anything, at the end of the 2 weeks, that business will want to keep you. And in that moment, you have built up enough leverage to negotiate a pay for yourself. And going back to the start, how much you earn or how much you're getting paid is corresponded to how much you're giving, how much you have to offer in terms of your value. If you're the best damn worker ever, you're going to have enough leverage to negotiate a higher pay. But if you're just there and you're just putting in the bare minimum to get by, that's when you earn minimum wage or you get asked to not come back. So if you're doing a 6-month internship, that's a different story. Any contractual work should be paid, but considering you aren't offering much to the table, that pay is more than likely going to be minimum wage. And that's okay. You're gaining a lot more than you're giving, as we need to remember that this is costing the business a lot of money to take you on. You're being developed and you're learning new skills and you're experiencing new experiences, and you should always be thankful to anyone who takes you on for that. My rule of thumb is that any sort of work should be mutually beneficial to both you and the employer. If you find that the work you're doing becomes a sense of slavery and you're not getting anything out of it, whether it be personal development or pay, you're being taken advantage of. And that's not necessarily a place you want to continue working at anyways. Likewise, if your employer finds that you're taking up more time and more resources than you are providing, and you lack motivation and you lack the enthusiasm, you're probably not the best fit for their team either. It needs to be a mutually beneficial agreement between the two of you, where both parties equally give and equally gain. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave your comments or your thoughts on this video, please do leave them down below. I read every comment and I love replying to you guys. If you haven't already, press that subscribe button down below, and if you want to check out another video, they're to the side here. Thank you guys so much once again, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care, guys.